I wanted to do a little video about the anger podcast I put out this week, whenever. I don't even remember. Who knows what day it is anymore? Quarantine's got me. I know what month it is. What day of the week, I have no idea anymore. Um, so, anger. Emotions are energy in motion. Emotions are supposed to pass through us. When we hold on to them, it brings us down, it weighs us down. We're not as free. Fear, sadness, anger, grief. It's hard to try to hold back laughter. It's hard to try to hold back a sneeze, things that need to come out. And that's all energy. And when you grew up and you weren't allowed to have your anger, you weren't allowed to show disapproval or any kind of negative emotions, were you shamed or beat or punished or whatever the course of action was when you had anger, we learned to turn it inward. We learned to stop it and hold it. And then over time, our initial reaction is to just turn it upon ourselves. That energy has to go somewhere inside of us. And we bury it and we store it away, and it just festers on us and it weighs us down emotionally. A lot of fear and a lot of anxiety comes from withholding anger. We become afraid of other people's angers towards us because anger is our protection. So if we're not allowed to be angry and we don't give our self-permission to be angry, we have no protection over ourselves. So we're going to walk around out there in the world and we are going to fear people being angry with us or people angering us. Because either way, we have to stay neutral. We can't express it, we can't show it, we just have to bury it, and that just makes us walking vulnerable victims. There's unhealthy anger and there's healthy anger. You have to get in touch with your anger. You have to acknowledge that you have anger, and you have to learn how to express that anger to yourself. The more that anger is turned inward, the more sadness, the more depression, and the more self-hate you are going to feel. And the more you keep it, it's just going to get you closer to very damaging thoughts of hopelessness and possibly suicide. You have to incorporate anger back into your life. We can't just have positive, happy emotions and bury the negative emotions. They have to be experienced, they have to be felt, and they have to be released. Think about the grieving process. I've lost 5 friends to this pandemic already. I can't keep that sadness inside. I have to express it. I have to feel it. I have to let it out. If you don't express your sadness, you will remain sad and it will just compound over time. You have to grieve. You have to grieve sadness, loss, and death. You also have to grieve anger. You have to feel anger. You have to incorporate it. We all have to find our own path to getting in touch with our anger. We can't just go up and clock somebody in the face. We have to manage it so that we have different reactions towards it. We have to create a different relationship with the negative emotions that are inside of us. My first reaction to anger is hold it in. And then I feel shameful, and then I withdraw, and then I have to go and sit and process the anger to a point where I'm not angry anymore because I'm not allowed to have anger. I am disrespecting myself, my feelings, my soul, my being by not allowing myself to have that anger. A lot of us, when we expressed anger, we felt loss and abandonment and betrayal. You're allowed to be sad, you're allowed to be happy, you're allowed to be angry, you're allowed every one of your emotions. But at this point in time, you cannot blame anybody for your anger. You have to process it, manage it, and express it to yourself. We fear anger. We have to learn how not to fear it. And the only way not to fear it anymore is to start to slowly experience it within ourselves. Feel those feelings that come up. sit with them, punch a pillow, scream, whatever you have to do in a healthy way that doesn't hurt yourself or anybody, and let it out. Have a relationship with your anger. The more emotions that we cut off and we bury and we stuff deep down inside of us, the heavier we walk emotionally, the sadder we are, and the more self-hate we turn on ourselves. Learn to give yourself permission to express anger. And anger does not have to come out in rage or violence. It can be expressed in a healthy way. You just have to find that path within yourself, and to start, just acknowledge the fact that things make you angry and feel that anger and just let it come out of you. Do not bury it anymore. Do not hold on to it. You will become a walking time bomb, and you will stuff enough anger down inside you into this big anger sack within you, and when that sack is full, you are going to explode on somebody and rage on them. That is not healthy. Learn how to manage your anger. Learn how to feel it. Learn how to accept it. Learn how to have a relationship with it. Hope you guys are having a good day. Be safe out there. Thanks. Bye-bye.